everyone, people will disrespect you, not because you deserve it, but because they have not learned how to respect themselves. Their words reflect their own battles, their own brokenness. And if you fight every battle, you will lose your peace. Not every insult deserves your energy. Not every disrespect needs your voice. Some things are so small, they are not even worth your beautiful time. My name is MUNIBA MAZARI and I am a motivational speaker. If you find this video fruitful, then you can appreciate me by like and subscribe and start a new journey with me. You can share this message to one who needs it most. Let's start the topic. Silence is not the absence of words. Silence is the presence of strength. In moments when someone disrespects you, the world expects you to react, to shout back, to prove something. But true strength is when you choose not to. True strength is when you understand that your peace is far more valuable than someone else's noise. In a world that runs on anger and instant reactions, choosing silence is one of the hardest yet most powerful things you can do. Think about the times when someone said something cruel, something unfair. Your heart raced, your mind burned with 100 answers you could have thrown back. And yet, when you stayed silent, when you walked away without letting their words pull you down, you showed a kind of power that no scream could ever show. That silence was not fear, it was self-respect. It was wisdom. It was you telling the world, I am bigger than this moment. People often misunderstand silence. They think it is weakness, that if you don't answer back, you are scared or broken. But silence is the language of those who have nothing to prove. When you know your worth, you don't waste your breath on battles that don't matter. When you understand your value, you realize that some arguments are just not worth your time. You don't light a candle to prove to the darkness that it's dark. You simply shine. There will be times when someone will try to provoke you. They will disrespect you in ways that feel personal. They will poke your pride. They will push your patience. And everything inside you will scream for justice, for revenge, for loud words that hurt as much as theirs did. But it is in that exact moment, the moment when anger burns inside you, that silence becomes your greatest weapon. Because silence doesn't just protect your peace, it exposes their weakness. It shows who they are without you even saying a word. There is something powerful about the way a person can stay calm when insulted. Something powerful about smiling when others expect you to break. It confuses the ones who hurt you because they are used to noise. They are used to people reacting with anger. But when you stay silent, you take away their power. You show them that their words cannot shake your soul. You rise above them in a way they cannot understand. Imagine a deep ocean. No matter how many stones you throw into it, it doesn't lose its calm. Maybe the surface will ripple for a second, but the depth remains untouched. That is the kind of strength silence gives you. You become deep, steady, unshakable. You understand that real battles are not won by shouting louder. They are won by standing taller. It takes far more courage to stay silent than it does to argue. Anyone can scream, anyone can curse, anyone can throw words like stones. But it takes a strong, wise heart to stay quiet, to trust that not every disrespect needs a reaction. It takes maturity to understand that sometimes the best answer is no answer at all. And maybe that's where real growth happens. Not when you learn how to fight every battle, but when you learn which battles are even worth your breath. Your silence is not you giving up. Your silence is you choosing yourself. Your silence is you saying, I will not shrink myself to fit into their chaos. So the next time disrespect comes your way, remember, you have the power to stay calm, You have the choice to protect your heart. You have the strength to stay silent. And in that silence, you will find a voice louder than any noise around you. Sometimes when someone disrespects you, it feels personal. It feels like an attack on your heart, on your worth. And it's easy to believe that maybe, just maybe, you did something wrong to deserve it. But the truth is, disrespect is never really about you. It's a reflection of the person giving it, not the person receiving it. Hurt people hurt people. Broken souls break others. When someone disrespects you, they are showing you the war they are fighting inside themselves. Imagine meeting someone who constantly throws negativity at others. They criticize, they insult, they belittle. That behavior does not come from a happy heart. It does not come from a place of peace. It comes from pain they have not healed, from anger they have not faced. When people are bitter inside, they cannot offer kindness. When people are empty, they cannot pour love into others. Disrespect is like a mirror, showing what is missing inside the one who gives it. And yet, so often we take it personally. We question ourselves. We carry their words on our shoulders. We replay the disrespect over and over again in our minds, wondering if we were not good enough. But that is how you give away your power. The moment you start believing that their brokenness defines your value, you start shrinking yourself to fit into their small world. And you were never meant to live small. You have to remind yourself that people's opinions are not facts. Their disrespect does not change your truth. You could be the kindest person, the most hardworking, the most beautiful soul, and still face disrespect, not because you are lacking, but because they are. You shine too brightly for some people who are still hiding in their darkness. Your light reminds them of what they refuse to fix within themselves. And instead of growing, they choose to tear down. There was a story about a man who always spoke kindly, no matter how much people insulted him. One day someone asked him, "Why didn't you ever respond when people disrespect you?" He smiled and said, "If someone offers you a gift and you refuse to accept it, to whom does the gift belong?" In the same way, if someone throws anger, hate, disrespect toward you, and you refuse to accept it, it still belongs to them. It is not yours to carry. It was never yours to begin with. When you understand this, you start to walk differently. You stop begging for respect from people who are not even respectful to themselves. You stop explaining yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you. You realize that not everyone deserves a seat at your table. Not everyone is qualified to speak into your life. Some people can only offer what they have inside, and if all they have is bitterness, that is all they will give, no matter how much goodness you show them. The freedom comes when you stop taking it personally. When you see disrespect not as a judgment of your worth, but as a mirror reflecting their wounds. You don't have to carry their sadness. You don't have to match their anger. You are allowed to stand tall, to breathe deeply, and to walk away knowing that their behavior is about them, not about you. Every time you choose not to absorb their negativity, you protect your spirit. Every time you decide not to let their disrespect live in your mind, you honor yourself. And that is a power they can never take away. You do not have to fight them. You do not have to prove anything. Just keep living with grace. Keep standing with dignity. Let their disrespect stay with them, and let your peace stay with you. Not everything in life deserves your reaction. Not every insult, not every rude word, not every bad attitude is worth your time and energy. Protecting your peace means learning to choose yourself over chaos. It means valuing your inner calm more than the need to be right, to get even, or to prove a point. Protecting your peace is not selfish, it is necessary. Because when you allow every little thing to disturb you, you slowly lose yourself. You give pieces of your heart away to battles that don't even matter. There will always be people who live on drama, People who find their power by creating storms in other people's lives. You cannot stop them from being who they are, but you can choose not to join their storm. You can choose to stay dry when they are busy pouring rain. Your peace is your responsibility. No one else will guard it for you. No one else will protect it if you don't. Think about a time when you got pulled into an argument you didn't even want. Maybe it started with just a small comment, and before you knew it, your whole day was ruined. Your energy was drained, your mind was heavy. That's what happens when you let other people's noise into your soul. You lose precious moments you could have spent building, growing, healing, all for a moment of anger that, in the bigger picture, meant nothing. Protecting your peace sometimes means walking away, not because you are weak, but because you are wise enough to know your energy is sacred. Sometimes it means choosing silence when your ego screams for a response. Sometimes it means forgiving someone who never even said sorry, just so you can free yourself from carrying the weight of their action. The truth is, not everyone deserves access to your heart. Not every comment needs an answer. Not every fight needs a fighter. Some people are looking for a reaction just to pull you down to their level. Some people enjoy seeing you lose your calm because it makes them feel powerful. But when you stay calm, when you smile and move forward without letting them infect your spirit, you rise above their games. You show them that your peace is something they can never touch. You owe it to yourself to protect your peace like it is treasure, because it is. Your peace is what keeps you sane in a loud world. It's what keeps you healthy in a toxic environment. It's what gives you strength to focus on your dreams when distractions are everywhere. People will come and go. Their opinions will change. Their moods will shift. But if you can build a home of peace inside your heart, no outside storm can destroy you. Sometimes protecting your peace will make you seem cold to others. They may say you have changed. They may say, you don't care, let them. You are not living for their understanding. You are living for your growth. You are living for your happiness. And people who truly care for you will understand that. It's easy to react. It's easy to shout back, to throw insults, to match energy with energy. But it takes true strength to stay calm. It takes true strength to look at chaos and choose not to let it in. That strength is yours if you want it. And once you have it, you will realize how many battles are simply not worth your peace. The more you protect your peace, the more you protect your future. The calmer you stay, the clearer your mind becomes. You start making better decisions. You start attracting better energy. You start living better, not just louder. And that is a life worth fighting for. Silence is often misunderstood. Some people think silence means you have nothing to say. They think staying quiet means you are weak, that you are afraid. But the truth is, silence is not weakness. Silence is strength. Silence is the loudest voice when the world expects noise. It takes power to stay silent when everything inside you wants to shout back. It takes strength to walk away when your pride is burning to prove a point. When someone disrespects you, the first instinct is to defend yourself. You want to explain, to argue, to shout. But what if you realize that not every battle is worth fighting? What if you understood that silence is sometimes the most powerful answer you can give? Not because you are surrendering, but because you are choosing yourself over pointless fights. You are choosing your dignity over loud arguments. You are choosing wisdom over ego. There is a kind of silence that is not empty. It is full of self-respect, full of understanding that not everyone deserves your words, full of maturity that recognizes that your energy is too valuable to waste on people who are committed to misunderstanding you. When you choose silence after disrespect, you are not losing, you are winning in ways they cannot even see. You are telling them, without using a single word, that they have no power over your peace. Imagine a situation where someone is throwing insults at you, trying to pull you into an ugly argument. Now imagine standing there, calm, steady, saying nothing, watching their anger bounce off you like stones against a mountain. That's real power, because when you react, they control you. When you stay silent, you control yourself. You rise higher just by refusing to be dragged lower. Silence is not about being passive. It's about being wise enough to know when speaking will only add fuel to a useless fire. It's about saving your voice for conversations that matter, for battles that are worth it. Silence after disrespect is a deep confidence that says, I know who I am. I don't need to explain it to you. Sometimes silence hurts people more than any words could. Because when you don't react, when you don't play their game, you take away the only power they thought they had over you. And that loss is louder than anything you could ever say. It forces them to face their own behavior without the distraction of your response. There is a story of a wise man who was insulted in front of a crowd. People waited for him to respond, to defend his honor, but he simply smiled and remained silent. Later, someone asked him, "Why didn't you answer him back?" He said, "When someone hands you a dirty gift and you refuse to accept it, to whom does the filth belong?" His silence was not weakness, it was understanding. It was knowing that reacting would only drag him into the same mud the other person was drowning in. In a world that teaches you to always speak up, always fight back, it takes a different kind of courage to remain silent. Not out of fear, but out of strength. Not because you are losing, but because you're wise enough to know you have nothing to prove. The people who know your heart, who know your character, they don't need explanations. And the ones who misunderstand you on purpose, no explanation will ever be enough. So next time disrespect comes knocking at your door, remember that your silence can be your greatest power. Not every insult needs a reply. Not every provocation deserves your energy. Protect your dignity. Guard your peace. Let your silence be the proof of your strength. When people disrespect you, it is very easy to think, what did I do wrong? It is easy to blame yourself, to carry their bad behavior on your shoulders. But the truth is, how people treat you says more about them than it will ever say about you. Their actions reflect their character, not your worth. Their disrespect is not a mirror showing who you are, it is a window showing who they are. When someone speaks to you with anger, rudeness, or cruelty, it doesn't mean you deserved it. It doesn't mean you are weak or less valuable. It only means that they are carrying something broken inside themselves, and they're trying to throw that brokenness onto you. Hurt people. But wise people do not absorb that hurt. Wise people understand that they do not have to accept every ugly thing handed to them. It's important to separate your self-worth from how people behave toward you. Otherwise, you will spend your life chasing approval from people who don't even value themselves. You will twist yourself into 1,000 shapes, trying to please those who will never be satisfied, and you will lose the beauty of who you really are. When you stay silent after disrespect, you give yourself space to see clearly. You realize that you are not responsible for fixing other people's attitudes. You are not responsible for explaining yourself to people who are determined to misunderstand you. You are only responsible for your own peace, your own growth, and your own happiness. Think about a time when someone treated you badly for no reason. Maybe they criticized you, looked down on you, or spoke behind your back. Now ask yourself, did their behavior really have anything to do with you? Or was it a reflection of their own insecurity, their own pain, their own smallness? Often, people project their fears and failures onto others because they don't know how to deal with them. They disrespect you because deep down, they are unhappy with themselves. You cannot carry their wounds. You cannot make it your mission to heal the hearts of those who hurt you. You can wish them well, you can pray for their healing, but you cannot let their brokenness define your value. You are not the sum of someone else's mistakes. You're not the reflection of someone else's darkness. You are your own light. When you truly believe that their actions reflect them, not you, something inside you changes. You stop feeling the need to fight every battle. You stop needing to defend yourself against every accusation. You stop allowing other people's bad behavior to shake your spirit. Instead, you stand tall, you stay kind, you protect your heart without letting it turn hard. There is a quiet power in knowing who you are, even when others try to tell you otherwise. There is a beautiful strength in walking away from disrespect without carrying it with you. It is not your burden to carry. It never was. Some people will never treat you the way you deserve, not because you are unworthy, but because they are unable. And that is not your fault. So when disrespect comes your way, remind yourself, this is about them, not me. Stay rooted in your truth. Stay grounded in your self-respect. Keep your peace stronger than their noise. In the end, the way people treat others is their karma. The way you respond is yours. Make sure your response reflects the beautiful soul you are. Make sure your silence speaks of strength, not hurt. Let your dignity be the answer that words could never give. Healing is not loud. Healing doesn't always shout from the rooftops. Healing often happens in silence, in the quiet corners of your life where no one is watching. After facing disrespect, after being hurt, your heart doesn't heal by arguing or shouting or proving your worth. Your heart heals in those soft, silent moments when you choose yourself, when you sit with your pain and still choose to grow. It's easy to think that healing must be loud, that you must announce to the world how strong you are becoming. But real healing is often invisible. It happens when you stay silent instead of lashing out. It happens when you cry alone at night but still wake up the next morning and move forward. Healing is not for them to see. Healing is for you to feel. When someone disrespects you, there is a wound that is left behind. And wounds don't heal faster just because you scream about them. They heal because you give them time, because you protect them, because you choose not to scratch them open by revisiting the disrespect again and again. Silence gives you the space to do that. Silence gives you the room to breathe, to feel, to understand your own heart. Some of the greatest growth happens when nobody knows your battles, when nobody claps for you, when nobody even realizes the wars you are fighting inside. You learn to clap for yourself. You learn to be proud of the healing that nobody can see. You learn that your journey is sacred and private, and not everyone deserves to witness it. There is a kind of magic in silent healing, because in that silence you listen to your own voice, not the voices of those who hurt you, not the noise of those who judged you. You listen to your own truth. You reconnect with the strength that was always inside you, even when others try to break it. You find out that you were never truly broken, just bent, just bruised, and that with time, you can stand tall again. Many times people think that speaking out, fighting back, or confronting every person who disrespects them will bring them peace. But peace does not come from winning arguments. Peace comes from winning within yourself, from knowing that you did not lose your character even when you were treated unfairly, from knowing that you healed in a way that made you softer, not harder, in a way that made you wiser, not bitter. Imagine a small plant that is stepped on by careless feet. It does not shout, it does not fight back, it bends, it breaks a little. But slowly, quietly, it grows again toward the sun. It heals. It becomes even stronger, and one day it blooms. That plant does not need to explain its pain to anyone. It just keeps growing. That is what silent healing looks like. When you choose to stay quiet after disrespect, you give yourself the most beautiful gift, the chance to heal in your own time, in your own way, without outside noise clouding your heart. You are not pretending it didn't hurt. You are not ignoring the pain. You are honoring it by giving it the space to transform you, not destroy you. Healing in silence teaches you patience. It teaches you grace. It teaches you that your value was never in the hands of someone else's opinion. It teaches you that your spirit is stronger than you ever imagined. And when you heal in silence, you rise in ways that words could never capture. Healing is not about proving to the world that you are okay. Healing is about waking up every day, choosing to forgive, choosing to let go, choosing to love yourself a little more, even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. Healing happens in the quiet. And sometimes the quiet is where the most powerful transformations are born.